Good morning, everybody, on this Saturday, September 23rd, 2023, 11 a.m. I just jumped on for a minute to say hello and to let everybody know that's been actually following what's been going on with me, to let everyone know that as of right now, I have nothing burning in the back of my head. I have complete and total numbness, fully right side from here over, and on the back side of my head it's going completely flat. I have only feeling in the spot on the back of my head, and the whole right side of my face is completely and totally gone. I am being broadcasted through from what is called remote narrow monitoring. Back in 2019, I was shot by ex-OPP chief or commander before he left Napanee. Drove a white Jeep Wrangler, him and somebody in a black truck. They pulled up beside him after he waved at me and I waved back, and they shot something and it went into my right ear. The problems began, the lies, the time buying, the cover-ups, medical treatment refusals, discriminations, medical blacklisting, pretty much to buy time and to cover this up, to prevent me help, being falsely arrested, sex assaulted, having doctors laugh in my face over it, tortures, testicles, the blood and everything. I hate to talk about this, but it happened. And having doctors laugh in my face over it, my head swelling up and everything, going through identity changes and being called a liar, being called retarded by doctors because of bullshit lies against me before being shot by ex-OPP chief or whatever back in 2019. I had not been to a hospital or a doctor in almost 7 to 10 years, and then all of a sudden the problems and lies began. After it happened, I started feeling something move my head, and it went to the top of my parietal lobe on my right side, and it started to burn, and I went to the hospital. And in November of that year, I finally got an appointment for a CAT scan. I went to get my CAT scan done. My mother was still alive at the time. She was with me, her and someone else. And one of the people involved, Stacy, mental health worker, was Daily Tea Company, now Kingston. She was there, apparently saying she was for anxiety and a bunch of other bullshit about me. I had no association with this woman. And next thing you know, I get my CAT scans done, and I'm pretty much medically blacklisted and told to get on medication. I would go to other hospitals. I would get a senior file, wondering what the hell is going on, not being able to get anywhere, having to rush to hospitals by ambulance and everything else, and not being seen, nothing being done. Serious medical emergencies, and I've been accused of being a suicidal self-harmer. Not true. I've been trying to get help and save my life in Bloodline. Accused of drugs I don't do. Accused of having a long criminal record and history that I don't have. I had no association with anybody involved with what is going on with me prior to being shot by ex-OPP chief, and that happened because of me speaking of their crimes out of the Morning Star mission at the time, the homeless exploitation for monetary gain. And as a result, I became a target. My skull's been split, my brain's been split, and the ones doing it to me, causing my identity theft and changes, and they are drug-fed, money-paid pieces of shit who are untouchable, unarrestable here in Napanee without $22,000 because they can implicate and verify everything I've been saying, along with what I've also been proving as well. But the main ones using it on me, right? How too convenient. Bill Waldridge, the one in the mustache beside the OPP sign, now bald glasses, lives at 149 Center Street North, or was. He did live at 34 Water Street, other Blair Hardy, Jason Manalstein. Bear with me for a second. I have obviously shown and proven the identity changes I've been to and the serious skull deforming and everything else. This is another picture of the one going by Bill Wooldridge that lives at 149 Center Street North. He used to stalk children at Tim Hortons, and he frequents loaf and ale and coffee cravings here in Napanee now, or was, if he's still around. There is Tony Hearns, who is also involved with this. They're human traffickers, human sex trade slavery traffickers, they're drug traffickers, and they're guilty of drug lacing and homicides. Free drugs, money, drop charges for aiding police in their crimes. Being surrounded, hands on guns by cops to prevent anything legal or arrest on anyone. Another Jason Manalstein. He's between Kingston and Napanee. Tyler Lake. He's also guilty of torturing my dog Runt and murdering him back, killing him back in March 2023. Him and Ray LeBlanc. There's one Hartwick. He is involved. They are all drug-fed, money-paid pieces of shit working with them for OPP. How I'm going through this. Years. I get so much pressure in my head sometimes my ears bleed. I can't go to a hospital. There is nothing I can do about this. I'm getting air blowing pumped into the right side of my body, it feels like, and I have what shows like a tube in the back of my neck, and it goes up to the back of my head, which blows out my head and deforms it all through my right side, in my temple area, in my face, all through down to my jaw, through my jugular area, and then back up around here, and then it starts to spread around. I've been going through this for 4 years while being called a liar, while actually proving my words about what I've been saying, being called retarded, being called delusional, being called crazy, accused of hallucinating it while proving my fucking words. But the cops using their badges, positions, their lies, their false guise of law to be above suspicion of the crimes that they're guilty of, whether here in Napanee now or have transferred, they are still guilty of homicides, human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, and other felony crimes. Spencer Mills, 14716, ex-chief or commander again, that had me shot before leaving in August of 2019. Staff Sergeant, years 2019-2021. Shannon Cork laughed in my face over Bill Wooldridge's arrest when she showed up at my place one time, my previous address, thinking it was a big joke when I told her to arrest him for even stalking, telling me to file a report, knowing it would have burnt up, tore up, because he is their boss and he is the one committing this with and for them. So therefore he is untouchable and unarrestable along with the rest of them without $22,000. There's Shannon Cork, there again, Robert Kane, 7224, Robert Lucas, Stacy, the mental health worker, was Daily Tea Company, now Kingston, and Shelley Huffner, had me kidnapped May 27, 2021, 24 hours after me asking for help with what has taken place with me now. And that was done to get my blood and piss, which they did. My false arrest to get my pictures, prints, signatures, and everything else needed, in an attempt to criminalize me, in an attempt to be above suspicion, to get away with what they're getting away with, the human trafficking, having my mother stalked and murdered. Bill Waldridge was calling my mother Mom before doing it. He thinks that he and I were switched at birth. He believes that he is my dad. And he was also calling my mother Mom before, when he was stalking her, before he was using R&M on her, causing cancer. And I spoke of this and said what was going to happen because of her age. The EMFs and radiation it gives off in a person's body gave her cancer, and it killed her. It was done with intent. I have video of me being surrounded, hands on guns, going to OPP to get arrested. Nothing. As a matter of fact, the last time I was falsely arrested, I went to the Justice of the Peace to get a private prosecution, to have it done, and to start the process of to start the legal process against cops and others who are involved with this. And then conveniently, that very same day after me going there to get those papers, I was arrested, surrounded like a common criminal, cuffed and arrested for me trying to save my life, for me trying to get help, for me naming names of ones who are guilty of very serious felony crimes and aiding in this for 4 years. Public needs to be aware of this. The damage is done. I am losing more and more of myself. I'm losing more and more of my memories, and the longer this goes on, the longer it's going to get gotten away with. I'm also on the end of my bloodline, the male side. So, congratulations, all you fucks.